This week on the Double T Insider, we learn more about track and field star Jaccorian Duffield. We shine light on men's tennis player Maxime Hinnisdaels in this week's Red Raider Spotlight. And we go one-on-one with Red Raider Baseball's Tim Proudfoot. All that and a whole lot more. This is the Double T Insider. The Double T Insider is brought to you by the College of Media and Communication and is produced entirely by students of the college.
Hello and welcome into another edition of the Double T Insider. I'm Brett Brown alongside Caitlin Kravick, bringing you more access into Texas Tech athletics.
This week, the Double T Insider sat down with the junior shortstop from Washington, Tim Proudfoot.
My name's Tim Proudfoot and I am from North Bend, Washington. I'm a junior. And I'm shortstop. Well, I've played sports for all my life. Just baseball is just one of them. There's 7 kids in my family, so sports have just been there throughout our whole family history. And baseball actually wasn't a sport that we played, so I kind of wanted to stand out from my other siblings. So I started playing baseball, and it kind of just stuck with me, and I liked it, so I just continued to play. Yeah, well, in high school, baseball and soccer were the same season, and I really liked soccer at the time too. So I had to make a choice, and I decided to do baseball because I thought I could go further in a career with it. So through high school I kept playing, and then once I got offered a scholarship and people were kind of looking at me, I decided baseball was the thing I should continue to do. The coach that used to be here, Dan Spencer, he's got family that's up in Washington, and he was up there on vacation and ended up seeing me play. And then he kept contacting me and ended up offering me a scholarship, so I decided to come down here because it was a good opportunity. It's a lot different. I mean, it rains a lot in Washington, as everybody probably knows. So just getting games canceled, just missing practices just because of the rain, that's a lot different because it's always sunny down here. So that part's awesome, and that was a big reason why I actually came down to Texas. Yeah, that's tough, especially when you're on the road and you come home late or even early morning and you got to get up for a 9 a.m. class or 8 a.m. That's tough. It's just the motivation that we have to play. It's got to carry over into the classroom, and if we don't go to class, we're not going to be able to play. So just that motivation right there. Around here, there's not much to do that I like to do, which is fishing. Back home, I fish almost every day. Which is awesome. I live by so many rivers and so many lakes, and then we also have a cabin on the ocean. So I do a lot of fishing, but around here I don't get to do that too much. So usually I just kind of relax and enjoy my time off, and then just get extra working on the cages and stuff. I don't know, I kind of like Ken Griffey Jr. He's been a big idol to me, but I think I'm more like Dustin Pedroia. So I'd be any, as long as I could be a professional baseball player. Yeah, it really has. Just being a team player and learning how to communicate with others better, and then just all around just working with others has really helped me, and I think it'll help me in my future. Just praying, that's a big thing for me, and if you guys watch our games, we're out there praying, and then definitely during the national anthem I pray, just to kind of calm myself down and know what I'm actually playing for. There's been a lot of moments. My freshman year, I hit a walk-off against, I couldn't even remember the team now, and just getting dogpiled on was pretty awesome. But there's been a lot of moments that there's just too many to think about right now.
At the Texas Relay, Tech's high jump record was shattered by junior track and field star Jaccorian Duffield. We sat down with Jaccorian to learn a little bit more.
I'm Jaccorian Duffield from San Antonio, Texas. I high jump and I'm a junior. Started like most people, basketball was my pride and joy. Been playing it since I was 4, and then about middle school, once you get around, that's the time people start dunking and jumping well, and so I actually dunked as a freshman, and if I could dunk, I wanted to try high jump, and so that's what got me in early. 8th grade, I started high jump, and I really wasn't that good, but it kind of, actually what people don't know is my freshman, 8th grade and freshman year, I really wasn't that good, and sophomore year I didn't jump. My junior year, my goal was just to jump my height. I was like, I want to go 6'2", you know, and then 6'2" came, and then one meet I went 6'7", and then it was crazy because I had switched schools and they had kicked me out my freshman year from high jumping because I was a better hurdler, and 6'8" came at state. I somehow made it to state, and then somehow I jumped 7'2" as a senior. I feel like my parents kind of set me up growing up for the the college life. I rarely ever got to stay in, sleep in after 10 or not, really 9:30. My dad was a person, you up and getting things done. So they really instilled into me work ethic, and I believe that I transitioned that pretty well into college. Well, my coach in high school, he's the American record holder in high jump. He's from San Marcos, Charles Austin, and my old coach, he's not here anymore, but he used to coach here, and so that was my goal. I was like, well, you got me to 7'2", I want to come to Texas Tech. And then when I came on my visit, I just realized I'm very family-oriented and very small group in my family. So when I came here, I was excited that it was a big school, but a small school feel to it. And everyone was very family-like, and in West Texas, a lot of people are real nice. So every when I wake up, I have to listen to gospel music. First thing, got to listen to gospel music, and then about 2 hours prior, I got to talk to my grandmother. My grandmother always motivates me and kind of like takes the nervousness out of me. She can usually sense how I'm feeling, and so I always have to talk to her. That's a must. If somehow I don't have my phone, my iPad, I got to find some way to talk to her. And then right before, about an hour before, I have to have a chocolate milk. It's weird, I don't know, I just have to have a chocolate milk, and then that's pretty much it. Right at takeoff, that's where all the thought comes in. Like usually in the air, by the time you're in the air, you're like, this is either gonna be a good jump or this is gonna be a bad jump. Most people that really don't know high jump, it's pretty much all approach. In the air, I'm mostly thinking about, let's see the most I can get out of it, of what I brought into it. So when Coach, Britton came out and told me, our media guy, he was like, oh, you broke the record. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's kind of cool to have both indoor and outdoor, but also it's kind of competitive edge because Bradley, he jumped 7'3" 3/4 indoor. Like, I kind of want that to be my own record by the time I leave, so I know it's going to take a few more inches. So that's the first thing, getting my degree and hopefully jumping some bars that could hopefully give me some post-collegiate talk. It's been a struggle through my freshman and sophomore year, but things are starting to come around a little bit better, and making the Olympics one day. That's my ultimate goal. You know, I have a lot of small goals, but that's the main goal.
After the break, we bring you our Red Raider Spotlight with men's tennis. And later, Luke Heath brings you the best tweets of the week. But first, here's your Texas Tech trivia question.
Texas Tech stole home plate during their series finale against the University of Texas. Which Red Raider baseball player leads the team in stolen bases for this season? Is it A, Devin Conley, B, Zach Davis, C, Alec Humphreys, or D, Ryan Long? The answer to the Texas Tech trivia question of the week will be coming up later in the show. Stay tuned, because after the break we're coming back with more of the Double T Insider.
This is you. You want to be a director in Hollywood? Maybe you want to capture someone's attention on a 30-second spot. Maybe you'd rather be a social media manager, or you want to sit behind the World News Desk. You can do that here at the College of Media and Communication at Texas Tech University with a degree in advertising, electronic media, journalism, media strategies, or public relations. From here, it's possible.
In this week's Red Raider Spotlight, we shine a light on Maxime Hinnisdaels from Brussels, Belgium. Maxime discusses what it's like to be a part of Texas Tech tennis this week on the Double T Insider.
I'm Max Hinnisdaels. I'm a freshman and I'm from Brussels, Belgium. How did I get started? My father, when he was younger, used to play tennis. And so in the summer, while I wasn't in school, they would put me in some tennis camps and I enjoyed it. And so that's where it originally started. And the virus kept growing and that's where I am now. my first fall was just long because I took classes in a strange language for me. So it took a longer time to pass. But the spring for me went pretty fast. I still can remember the first day I got back here. So yeah, the spring, I'm just constantly traveling with the team. And for the rest, I'm studying and catching up with schoolwork. That's how the 3 past months has been for me. Well, we have, I think, 3 Americans, if I don't mistake, 2 Belgians, and the rest is South American Brazilians. There was not really a collision between the cultures because the Brazilians, most of the players played juniors, and so they traveled around the world. So we already, like, all the players had contacts with different cultures. But yeah, like the Brazilians, they speak in Portuguese, but they don't speak like I would speak to you now. They speak louder, they would scream at each other. And so in the beginning it's an adaptation to when you hear your roommate, your Brazilian roommate, yelling on Skype and you don't know like what's happening, and you go check out and it's like, oh, it's fine, I'm just talking to my dad. And you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And yeah, so but it's a lot of fun. I like to learn things about the other cultures too. I would say I have a certain talent for cooking. I like to cook eggs. I'm a sports fan in general, so I like all the players. I respect all the players we can see on TV now, and they are pretty much all role models for me, in my opinion. I would like to try to catch on every single sport, even cricket. And so I came here. I didn't know anything about American football, and then I went to the first tag game, or I saw the first tag game against SMU, and I think that evening or the day after, I already went on Google and like wrote 15 articles about the rules and the games and how everything works. And I tried to follow the NFL as much as I could, and yeah. So when I started the recruiting process, I got in touch with Marcelo Ferreira, the former assistant coach here at Tech, and I had a really good connection with him. I felt like he was a good person. Even head coach Tim Siegel is a very good person. I like the atmosphere that reigns between the players and the coaches. Like the relationship was very healthy, and that's why I chose Tech actually. Well, I think the biggest thing for him that helped me out was his belief in me. During hard times, he always was there to support me, to cheer me on, to get me out of the holes I would fall in sometimes. And yeah, he's just like a second father for the tennis players. He is our father that's not in America. He's our coach, but he's also somebody that cares about us and that wants the best for us, so yeah.
Get your timers set. DTI is going on the clock with Lady Raider basketball's Mina Spears.
Double T Insider here, and we're about to go on the clock with Mina Spears, a game where I give Mina 10 scenarios that she has to answer in under 60 seconds. All right, Mina, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 60 seconds on the clock, please. If I could drive any car, it would be a
Honda Element.
My favorite food to eat is
Chick-fil-A.
If I could either fly or be invisible, I would choose to be
Fly.
My favorite thing about Texas Tech is
The fans.
If I had $1 million, the first thing I would buy would be
A house.
If I could have dinner with anyone living or dead, it would be
Ooh. John Shire.
My biggest pet peeve is
when people smack their gum.
My favorite song right now is
Timber.
My favorite cartoon character is
Bugs Bunny.
If I could travel anywhere in the world, it would be to
Uganda.
All right, well, congratulations, you beat the clock. For the Double T Insider, I'm Caitlin Kravick, and we just went on the clock with Mina Spears.
After the break, we're bringing you our best tweets of the week. But first, let's take another look at the Texas Tech trivia question.
Have you figured out the answer to this week's trivia question? Earlier in our show, we asked, which Red Raider baseball player leads the team in stolen bases for this season? Your options were A, Devin Conley, B, Zach Davis, C, Alec Humphreys, or D, Ryan Long. If you haven't figured out the answer yet, will give you some more time to think it over. The correct answer to the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week will be coming up later in the show. Don't go away, because there's more Double T Insider coming up after the break.
This is you. You want to be a director in Hollywood? Maybe you want to capture someone's attention on a 30-second spot. Maybe you'd rather be a social media manager, or you want to sit behind the World News desk. You can do that here at the College of Media and Communication at Texas Tech University with a degree in advertising, electronic media, journalism, media strategies, or public relations. From here, it's possible.
Each week for the Double T Insider, we pick the best tweets about Texas Tech athletics and air them on the show. This week we're featuring tweets about Red Raider baseball and opening day. Tech student Eric Tuzin tweeted, "In case you missed it, Benny the Jet Rodriguez plays for TTU baseball now. He stole home." And Micah Morris tweeted, "Still not over the fact that he stole home with 2 outs. Hashtag TTU baseball." And Taylor Love tweeted, "If you thought Cliff and Tubby were starting a new era at Tech athletics, you should probably tune in for TTU baseball in Tadlock." And be sure to check back with us next week for more tweets, when yours could just be the one chosen.
With another week in the books, let's take a look at the upcoming games in Texas Tech athletics.
On Tuesday, Red Raider baseball returns to Dan Law Field to play Abilene Christian. First pitch is set for 6:30 p.m. On Friday, Lady Raider tennis returns to the McLeod Tennis Center to take on Kansas. First serve is set for 5 p.m. Texas Tech men's tennis will be on the road Friday to take on Oklahoma State. First serve is set for 6 p.m. Red Raider baseball begins a 3-game series with Kansas State starting Friday. Friday and Saturday's games will start at 6:30 p.m. and 3 p.m. respectively. First pitch for Sunday's game is 1:07 p.m. and can be seen on Fox College Sports. Red Raider softball returns to Rocky Johnson Field Friday to begin a 3-game series with Oklahoma State. First pitch for Friday's game is 7 p.m. with Saturday and Sunday's game set to start at 4 p.m. and noon respectively. On Saturday, Red Raider football returns as they host their spring game at Jones AT&T Stadium. The game starts at 11 a.m. and will be shown on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Tech Track and Field will compete in the ACU Invitational in Abilene Saturday. Events are scheduled to last all day. On Sunday, Lady Raider Tennis takes on Kansas State at the McLeod Tennis Center. First serve is set for noon. Red Raider Tennis continues the road trip Sunday and will take on Oklahoma. First serve is set for 1 p.m.
And finally, here's the answer to your Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week.
It's time to reveal the answer to the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week. Earlier in our show, we asked which Red Raider baseball player leads the team in stolen bases for this season. Your options were A. Devin Conley, B. Zach Davis, C. Alec Humphreys, or D. Ryan Long. The correct answer is B. Zach Davis. Davis, who stole home in the 9th inning against the University of Texas, has converted 4 stolen bases for 4 attempts in this season. This has been your Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week. If you didn't get this week's question right, no worries. Next week we'll be back with even more Texas Tech trivia, along with another edition of the Double T Insider.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's episode of the Double T Insider. Thank you so much for watching.
And as always, be sure to like the Double T Insider on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and go to youtube.com/Double T Insider to watch all of our episodes. For Brett Brown, I'm Caitlin Kravick. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.